Hey everybody, welcome to the next project. Today we have an Ibanez Gem Jr. hitting the bench. Symptoms, buzzing bee. Where? Yep, everywhere. Okay, so we're going to give it a quick look. Initial diagnosis, I guess. We have a little bit of back bow relief to the neck, negative relief. So we're going to correct that, set it at maybe a 0.002 forward relief. We've got higher string action on the treble side than we do on the bass side, which could have been done to get rid of the buzzing bee. Don't know. Anyway, let's take a quick look. Hopefully we can get this one done real quick and back to the owner as we continue the next project. This would be a really great place to show that I used the notch straight edge to determine that the neck had a back bow, and then show that I removed the truss rod cover and I used a long Allen key tool to flatten and introduce a couple thousandths of relief to the neck, but I accidentally deleted that footage like an idiot. So here we are. We're adjusting the string bar, and I took a hammer to it and flattened it out a bit, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. So what we're looking at here is the locking nut on this guitar, and this is not necessarily the issue with the buzzing B string, but we have the slope and the shape of the locking nut itself, and then the string path over the nut. So as we can see, there is a gap between the two. Now, when you clamp the locking nut down, the cap on it, it will crush the string down and make it go sharp when you're trying to tune. What we want to do is get that string bar so it actually pulls the strings down to fit the nut before the caps are tightened down. It makes tuning stability a little bit easier for setup. Well, the guitar ER on the Ibanez Gem Jr. went really well. We found out that it had about 0.003 back bow relief, negative relief, so it was drooping back, understring tension. So I adjusted the truss rod, works perfectly, added about 0.003 total relief, so it has a positive upward bow of 0.003. Reset the bridge, because when I did that I had about 2 millimeters on the low E at the 12th and about the same on the high E. I brought that down. We've got right around a millimeter and a hair on the high E and about 1 1/4-ish on the low E on the 12th. Also noticed the locking nuts were all loose. So once we got everything adjusted and tuned, we did tighten those. Also, the string retainer bar has been used apparently a lot. I tightened it down so it would actually pull the strings over the locking nut. And when I got looking at it, it was only pulling the strings down on the two outside strings, the high E and the low E. Took the bar off and it was bent into a horseshoe. So I flattened it out. I don't know if it'll stay flat, but I hammered it flat. So when it's tightened down, it pulls all the strings down over the locking nut pretty much evenly, which helps with tuning stability when you're setting up the guitar. Checked the intonation and found all of the locking screws for the saddles were loose. So the saddles had slid forward to bottom out against the locking Allen bolts in there. So that's all set up. What else? I didn't have to change the strings. I think these are reasonably new strings. It plays well at the moment. I've got the action feeling good. I'm going to get it back to the owner, see what he thinks. Overall, it's really nice little guitar. I don't know what the age is on it. I could probably look it up, but doesn't matter. Nice little guitar. I hope the owner is happy with it when he gets it back, and maybe there'll be other projects to work on in the future. Thanks for hanging out with me. On to the next project. One string is causing all sorts of problems. So the second patient that came through the ER today was this PRS SE that has been a good guitar. It's getting a lot of use. The owner's playing the heck out of it. He's in at least 2 bands that I know of. He's a keyboardist and also a guitarist, a rhythm and lead guitarist. So he does a little bit of everything. Anyway, this he's been suffering some broken strings back here at the saddles. And, in the dark, he's swapping out strings on the go. But the ball end that has the broken off barb, basically, of string left on it is still down in the hole. And he's threading a new string in, and they're kind of conjoined, getting wedged in there. And he's found out that sometimes there's a little bit of old broken string sticking out of the hole. And, the palm of your hand is right in there. So he's getting filleted a little bit, bloodied on the job. That's rock and roll. So originally I thought I just had one broken off string, which would have been the G stuck in here. I could see it. I could feel it. I think it still had blood on it, the broken string. I got it out of there. And as I was thinking about reusing the replacement string that he had put in there, I noticed that it had a kink in it from not being properly seated because the other string was still in the hole. So I decided to put new strings on it. And then I found out there was also a broken off string and ball down in the D saddle as well, left over in the block. So pulled them all out, and I did what I call flossing. Typically I do the flossing on the tuners, because quite often I'll have strings that break at the tuner. New tuners, sometimes they're a little sharp where the string goes through the hole. So I take an offcut of like a low E string, and I will pull it back and forth and around through the tuner hole where the string goes through, just to ease the edges, takes any sharp burrs or anything off. Well, I did that same trick to the saddles. I used my magnifier headset, tried to get up close and personal to see if there was something wrong. I couldn't see if there was an issue. So I just went ahead and did this, got it down in there, and used this wound string like a little file. And I tried to ease any issue that is down in that saddle. Hopefully it will take care of the problem going forward. The owner will let me know. So anyway, quick fix on this. Basically, touch up the saddles, put new strings on, and I did adjust the intonation on a couple of the strings also. It's ready to go back to work. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this quickie. 2 quickies, actually. Please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Give it a thumbs up. Lets YouTube know you like this kind of stuff. Ring the bell for future notifications. Leave comments. Love hearing from everybody all around the world. If anybody's having problems like this, where their strings are breaking in the saddles, and what you found, or what your remedies are, let us all know. It's good to learn other people's tips and tricks. I'm thinking there must be a little burr or two down in those saddles, but maybe it's something else. Anyway, leave comments. I love hearing from everybody all around the world. Take care of yourself and those around. Until next time, bye.